Hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar on managing projects within CRM. My name is Fred. I'm Zoho Project Support Executive, and I'm going to talk about the advantages of managing projects right in the same place where you have all your customers' information. This works with the help of two apps, Zoho CRM and Zoho Projects. Zoho CRM, of course, our online customer relationship management system that gives you a complete view of your entire sales pipeline, helps you focus on your customers and win more deals. Whereas on the other side, Zoho Projects is our online project management system that helps you plan projects, manage tasks within project, collaborate with everyone in your team, and get your work done on time. So, to talk a little about Zoho Projects, for those who are new to it, it has several users across industries, people from shipping to design, tour management to software development, and so on. Zoho Projects also works with other Zoho apps, taking advantage of them. Zoho CRM is what we are going to see in this session. Apart from that, Zoho Projects works with Zoho Invoice to create invoice for the work you do for your clients, Docs to take care of your documents. Zoho Projects works with third-party apps too, for example, Google Apps or Domain. To know more about Zoho Projects, we have a separate webinar for Zoho Projects where you will be taken on a tour of all the features. You can register for that webinar from Zoho Projects webinar page. Now let me tell you about the challenges faced in the way things get done now. This is, you would have an execution team. There would be developers if you're developing software. You could have engineers. You could have designers if you are in a design firm. Basically, the folks would do the work for you, which you get paid. The execution team manages and tracks the work they do in a project management app. Apart from this, you would have the sales team and others who look at customers' information and work with them. They would have their information within a CRM app. There are many scenarios where the information needs to be flow from one of these to other. And that is where keeping the information in two different apps can be quite challenging and lead to problems. This feature addresses exactly that issue. So closing the gap between your sales team and task force team, that is Zoho CRM, working with Zoho Projects. On one hand, you have the sales team that can work with the CRM. On the other hand, the execution team works with Zoho Project. Both these are now together. Now let us understand how exactly this can work with an example. Construction firm could be a good case study because the way most construction firm works is all stage of the work you need inform for your clients and collect payments from them. That is, say you construct a building, you lay the cables, do the electrical work, plumbing and painting. At each of these stages, how the construction firm work is, they inform the client that the work has been done and the salesperson collects the payment. The engineering team then tracks the work, the actual construction activity within a project management app. Here we go. To give you an example with real people, Frank, gentleman in the suit, the right side, has bought a house from a construction firm, and Cindy, to the left, is the account manager. Now Cindy will have Frank's information in Zoho CRM. She will be tracking the progress of the house being built and collect the payment for each stage of the house. Now we introduce Neil at the bottom, who is the engineer in charge of the actual construction. Now Cindy assigns the project to Neil, who works in Zoho Projects. So we have two systems working here right now. I would show you with the screens how exactly this happens a little later in the session, but right now I'm giving you a broad overview of the process that is involved. Now what happens is Cindy needs to create a project and start things off because Frank has informed Cindy to build a building for her. So right now Cindy will create a project and start things off, and Neil at the bottom, as he completes each of the steps, I talked about, like electrical work, plumbing, painting, etc., updates the progress of these tasks in Zoho Projects. So Neil will be working for all the tasks that is being assigned to him under the project. Now what would happen is Cindy, with the help of the integration of two apps, would be able to view the information of each step of the construction process which is getting completed, right alongside the information of Frank, the customer, that is within CRM. So based on the progress, Cindy can inform Frank that, hey, this part of your house has been completed, so please check it up. So what will Frank do is, once Frank has checked the completion status, Cindy can collect the payment from him. All this is done by Cindy just by looking at one dashboard, that is by she's viewing the Zoho projects, updates and status of the Frank's project. Now here is another case where the flow of information between CRM and projects becomes critical. Now say suppose Frank goes to inspect the house lively and he wants something changed in his house. He doesn't like the way a certain wall is painted and wants the painting to be redone. So he would call up Cindy and request for this. He will state that like he is not liking the color of the wall, so he needs to change that. Now as Cindy logs the call in the same place, she would be able to tell Neil, the engineer, that this change needs to be done over that wall, and this would reflect in the project management system that Neil works with. So Frank says Cindy that he doesn't like the color of the wall. Then Cindy, she will log a call in CRM and she will state a comment and she will pass over that information what she spoke with Frank to Neil engineer. So that will get updated in a project and Neil can see that and he can make some changes required based on the Frank's idea. So right now Cindy can also update these details right within CRM itself. One more aspect of this integration which brings your client close to the action is that within a project you can add the customer himself as a client user. So what this would do is enable Frank to see the progress of the work directly within the intermediate salesperson getting involved. So leaving Cindy here, we can invite Frank as a client user so that the Frank can come in and he can see the project which is worked by Neil, so he can also see the progress what is happening. So this would maximize the visibility that you as a business can give it to your customer. That's all about an overview of how projects and CRM working together could help you. Now let me show you the screens and how this integration works. To start the integration, first you have to log into your Zoho CRM system, and once done, you have to click on the setup option at the top right side. In the setup page, please click on apps and add-ons. Click on Zoho apps, Zoho projects, and at the bottom you can see get started. So you have to click on get started button, and once done you can see two steps that needs to be completed to complete the entire integration. First you have to choose a portal from this listing. I have two portals right now. I will select the first one. The portal name will be the one which you will provide to access your Zoho Projects account. When you sign up for Zoho Projects, we allow you to create a portal before you access the free version. So that will be the portal name you have to select from this drop down. And once done, at the bottom you can see you can select the permissions for your Zoho CRM users. Now you can select the privilege for each of the profile in CRM. Now I don't want the standard profile users to edit or delete the project. The same thing goes for the sales profiles too. You can see. So from this select the permissions for Zoho CRM section, you can change what each and every user can do in a project. So right now I'm hitting the next option at the bottom so that I can go to the next step. So really the next step is going to be cool because this feature is known as the client mapping. Here are the client companies in Zoho Projects. The system automatically finds the matching accounts in CRM. Client companies in the Zoho Projects column has the same name as the account in CRM. You can make use of the auto mapping feature or skip this step. Now I click the auto mapping option, that's it, and I'm done. Once done, at the top you can see it is being activated. Now that we are set, let me show you how project management can get real context with CRM. Once the integration is activated, you can click on accounts. So right now, once done, you can create or you can associate a project for specific contacts, accounts, and potentials. Now let me create a project for a contact. Please access to contact section and let me click on this Albert Myers account. Once done, scroll to the bottom. Now you can see you can create a new project or you can associate an existing project in the system. To create a new project, you have to click on New Project, type in a past name, and at the bottom you can select. If you wish, you can add your CRM users into this system so that they can also access this project and help you in completing the same. And on the right side, you can select their roles accordingly. And at the bottom, if you want to add your client users, that is Albert Myers. For example, in our scenario, this will be the Frank customer. If you want to add Frank over here so that he can see the status, then you can check off this. If you don't want to add, just uncheck this off and hit save. And once you hit save, you can see the project being created from this section. You can see ERP phase 3. So once done, you can click on the project and you can access the Zoho Project system within this layout itself. So you don't have to open up a new tab and type in projects.zoho.com and access without accessing that way. We have provided you a projects dashboard over here itself so that you can access the entire Zoho Projects portal under your CRM account. Now you can see from this section, you can see all the tasks happening for this project that I created and all the activities happening for this portion alone. Now this was for a project I created for an account. Likewise, if you have all of your projects, let me take you to projects.zoho.com on the right side. Now in this section, you can see all the projects that you have created over here. Now say suppose you have already created a project and you want to associate that project to an existing contact, account, or a potential. Then access to your CRM, click on account section, and in the ABC devices, just click on the name, and at the bottom we have provided you add a project or you can associate a project. So from this system, you can click on associate project and you can select the required project that you want, and at the bottom hit add hit save. So once done, automatically the project will be associated to this particular contact, as you can see from this information. And not only that, from this section we show you up the project name, the project status, and along with that we show you the entire progress of the project. That is, for a project there are three main entities: milestones, tasks, and bugs. So these are the main entities of the project. So we have shown you all the activities and all the progress completion over here itself. And if you want to view the progress of that, you can just click on this bar and we will load up all the milestones related to that project alone in the same section, so that you can see the activities directly from over here. Likewise, you can also see the task progress from this section, and you can also see the bugs progress of this section. So from this layout itself, you can see the project name, and along you can see all the progress of the entire project also. Now say suppose a customer calls in and we are logging a call. As we talked in the first session with the slideshows regarding Cindy, she receives a call from Frank, and at the bottom you can see there are options like open activities. So currently I'm under a contact, and under open activities I will log a call from this section. So right now I've added a logging hours like formation of information of color change, and I will type in the call details that is being required, and will select all the details required to me. And at the bottom you can see there are two options. One is save, and the other one is save and add to Zoho Projects. Now you can just click on this save and add to Zoho Projects, and you can see automatically the client name will be listed in this section. So you can select a project in which you want to feed up the information with. I will select the ERP phase 3, and once done you can see in which task you want to feed up the information that you spoke on the phone with the customer. So right now spell check the document is the task where I want to feed up the information. So I will leave a comment like Frank needs to change the color the wall. And once I hit save at the bottom, automatically a comment will be added to the ERP phase 3 project. That is, if I go to the ERP phase 3 at the top, now in the dashboard section itself, you will be able to see the feed that I made up in the logger call option. And once you're able to view this comment in this section, Neil can pick it up this comment, and he can process and he can change the color of the entire wall. So you can see the integration between the CRM and projects helps you in a very good way so that you can accomplish your requirement as soon as possible. So here is the end of this session, and these are the features with which Zoho Projects work with Zoho CRM. I request you to try them out. I hope they help you increase your productivity by bringing sales and execution team together. So please share your feedback once you have tried them out, and I thank you once again for attending this session, and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.